On a routine inspection, one confused engineer and one buried device was all it took to send shockwaves through Tesla's billion-dollar fantasy. Because Elon Musk's Cybertruck went from a futuristic icon to a full-blown national security nightmare. Hidden deep beneath the dash wasn't a glitch or a harmless sensor. It was a silent surveillance module, undocumented, encrypted, and pulsing with live data. Section 1. The leak that started it all. The chaos began with a single leak. Not the kind Tesla expected, and definitely not one they could spin. Deep inside the Tesla Gigafactory in Austin, an anonymous insider snapped a few photos during a routine post-delivery Cybertruck inspection. What they captured wasn't a faulty tailgate or some quirky new software bug. It was hardware. Embedded deep under the dashboard, in a place no standard consumer would ever look, sat an unregistered surveillance module. Something no Cybertruck blueprint ever included. That photo, showing exposed wiring and an unusually configured sensor grid, was quietly slipped out of the factory and into the hands of someone with nothing left to lose. Section 2. Tesla's internal panic. As soon as the photos started circulating among a few trusted journalists, panic spread inside the Gigafactory's inspection unit. Engineers scrambled to compare internal part manifests with the photographs, only to discover that the module wasn't listed anywhere. Not in the schematics, not in procurement logs, and not in supplier invoices. One brave Tesla engineer, who remains unnamed, outright refused to approve the unit for delivery. Their refusal triggered an emergency halt and kicked off what Tesla quietly called a Tier 3 hardware escalation. Internally, it meant someone had installed rogue hardware into one of Tesla's most hyped vehicles, and no one had a clue why. According to leaked Slack messages later confirmed by multiple sources, Musk didn't wait for committees or legal teams. He allegedly demanded a full lockdown of every Cybertruck diagnostic file currently being reviewed and personally authorized a freeze on the vehicle's firmware access logs. Section 3. The story goes viral. The leak didn't stay private, it exploded. A former Tesla employee handed over the photographs to an independent investigative journalist known for previously exposing biometric privacy violations in smart home tech. The journalist published the story on Substack under the title, "You're not driving the Cybertruck, it's driving you." The post went viral in under 2 hours. Reddit threads stacked up by the hundreds with users dissecting every pixel of the leaked photos. By sunset, #CybertruckGate was trending globally. Section 4. The email bombshell. Just when Tesla thought it could ride out the scandal with vague statements, a digital bomb dropped. An anonymous Proton Mail account began flooding major newsrooms with a staggering cache of over 15,000 internal emails, each stamped, verified, and undeniably real. The leaks confirmed what everyone suspected. This wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate, classified internal operation hidden in plain sight. Buried in the heap was a line that sent chills through every legal analyst who read it. From a senior Tesla software architect came a panicked warning to higher-ups. If the feds ever find this firmware, we're cooked. This wasn't about hardware anomalies anymore. This was about an internal knowledge base that understood, in plain English, that what they were doing could bring the company down if discovered. Section 5. Project Falcon Eye exposed. The email trail revealed that Falcon Eye was shorthand for a remote data packet scanner capable of logging vehicle behavior, mic audio patterns, and even biometric identifiers. Meanwhile, Zero Sync was the name of a firmware patch meant to wipe or spoof log trails during remote updates. These weren't fantasy projects. They were running, active, integrated into units marked for consumer use. The emails even detailed update rollout schedules for these systems tied to certain model batches of the Cybertruck, meaning thousands of units may have already been delivered with the spyware fully activated. And through every technical revelation, one man's name kept showing up with a dangerous kind of arrogance. Section 6. Musk's infamous reply. In one now infamous email, when an engineer raised concerns that regulatory inspectors might one day catch the hidden module, Musk allegedly replied, "Don't worry, nobody checks under the dashboard." That line immediately went viral. It was printed on protest signs. It became a TikTok sound. It made its way into a Saturday Night Live cold open. What was intended as a flippant dismissal ended up becoming the defining quote of Tesla's worst public crisis yet. Section 7. The federal hammer drops. Within 48 hours of the email leak, the hammer came down. The Federal Trade Commission, Department of Justice, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration launched joint inquiries into Tesla's unregistered software installations. This wasn't routine compliance. This was a three-pronged federal assault on the company's operations. For the first time, Tesla wasn't just in hot water. It was at the center of a national security investigation. Homeland Security quickly issued a bulletin placing Tesla on a national infrastructure sensitivity list, flagging the fact that Tesla vehicles were widely used across municipal departments, police fleets, and even military-adjacent transport contracts. Cybertrucks had been beta tested in border patrol zones, utility sectors, and defense-adjacent infrastructure corridors. Section 8. Congress demands answers. Tesla's elite lobbying team scrambled to contain the situation, sending emergency memos and legal threats to delay proceedings. It didn't work. Congress demanded Elon Musk testify before the Commerce Committee to explain the growing pile of digital evidence, unexplained firmware anomalies, and the corporate culture that allowed all of it to exist unchecked. Senator Elizabeth Warren went on national television with a blunt accusation. Elon Musk is running an unchecked surveillance empire under the guise of innovation. Her comments went viral within hours, backed by lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Then came the final blow, a direct statement from the White House. Any compromise of consumer privacy, intentional or not, will be met with legal consequence. Section 9. Musk's meltdown. Elon Musk finally broke his silence and immediately poured gasoline on a firestorm already out of control. He tweeted, "It's just a truck. Calm down." That 5-word dismissal might go down as one of the most tone-deaf responses in corporate crisis history. Within minutes, the backlash erupted. But that wasn't the end of Musk's unraveling. It was the beginning of a full-blown social media meltdown. Instead of retreating, Musk doubled down with a rage-fueled thread, blaming rogue employees and leftist sabotage for the leak. He posted what he claimed was an internal Slack exchange supposedly proving his innocence. But journalists quickly debunked it. Metadata inconsistencies and altered timestamps confirmed it was doctored. Section 10. The lawsuit spiral. Up within just 2 weeks, Tesla was slammed with 4 separate class action lawsuits. Customers alleged deception. Privacy advocates accused Tesla of recording users without consent. Investors demanded answers about whether they were misled about the Cybertruck's tech stack. Then came the knockout punch. Daniel Kraus, a former firmware team lead, went public on 60 Minutes. In a Bombshell interview, he confirmed internal reports were buried. Reports proving that Cybertrucks were actively collecting off-grid movement data and routing it to overseas servers with no regulatory disclosure. Then the SEC announced a formal probe digging into whether Tesla had knowingly misled investors about its software systems and their capabilities. Section 11. The market collapses. The market didn't flinch. It collapsed. Tesla's stock plummeted 18% in just 1 week, wiping out over $100 billion in market value and sending shockwaves through Wall Street. Institutional investors scrambled to unload shares, triggering a cascade of sell-offs. Apple and Amazon quietly pulled the plug on early-stage integration projects with Tesla, freezing AI and EV partnerships that had been in development for years. Tesla had crossed into reputational freefall, and no serious tech empire wanted to get dragged down with it. Section 12. Customers revolt. Cybertruck deliveries were halted indefinitely. and Tesla dealerships became chaos zones as refund requests poured in by the hundreds. Customers demanded accountability for undisclosed tech embedded inside their vehicles. Some buyers returned their trucks within days of delivery, citing safety concerns and privacy violations. Inside Tesla, the chaos spread. SpaceX engineers, typically working on rockets and Mars projects, were suddenly reassigned to help stabilize Tesla's collapsing software division. Reports surfaced that teams within Musk's empire were being shuffled around with no clear plan. Payoff: the empire crumbles. Musk cancelled his highly anticipated appearance at the World AI Conference in Shanghai, citing emergency priorities. Behind the scenes, Tesla's boardroom was boiling. Internal polling leaked, showing that 63% of Tesla's senior management favoured removing Musk as CEO. Public forums were flooded with stories of Tesla owners who swore their vehicles were behaving strangely, like silent informants, watching their every move. The phrase "spyware on wheels" became a viral description. Then Washington struck, introducing a sweeping new bill, the Automotive Digital Transparency Act, a direct legislative bullet aimed at Tesla's secrecy-first culture. And if this becomes law, it won't just change Tesla. It will rewrite the rules for every automaker on Earth. Call to action. Do you think Tesla can recover from this surveillance scandal, or is this the beginning of the end for Musk's empire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and hit that subscribe button to stay updated on this developing story.